Happy holidays, WagerTalk faithful. Groupies is probably more appropriate for all of you who are following in line to watch a Finn video, a TV segment, or an op-ed take. And because of that, let me see, I have only 5 words for you. Damn glad to see you all. Let's not get into the movie stuff, but you've all tuned in to tune out, be it for a mere 10 to 12 minutes, and what you've time for and tuned in on and for and to me. I am Tony Finn, and you are viewing the weekly NFL take from myself, Faded with Finn. This happens to be week 18, the finale, the final week, maybe. As you all know, we won't go into the situation that transpired on Monday night. May have created some differences. By the time that you watch this, my guess is that they will have decided to take a league vote and leave the records as is, not replay this Bills and Bengals game, and probably play the championship game at a neutral site. It's what's been discussed. It's what I believe will happen. I believe that 3/4 of the owners will agree to such, and if they don't, they certainly don't want to be made public. So onward and upward. Today's flavor, the Week 18 regular season finale that you have selected, could never be mistaken for vanilla, not if I'm involved. So not that I'm claiming to be exotic or the flavor of the day that was discovered to be the equivalent of the Fountain of Youth, or an infomercial claiming that 10 to 12 minutes of Finn a day will keep the doctor away. Most likely the contrary would be accurate. So before I tell you how important it is to get back on point, that my rambling is a liability to the channel, the business, the network, and so forth and so on, know that all of the aforementioned are fictional, urban myths, bullshit, if you will. If you've tuned in for this channel to watch Finn, chances are you're looking for urban myths, that you're looking for some flavor, some bullshit. And when you visit WagerTalk.com and selected this channel, the program flavor, if you will, because you know that if you are not informed, you will be entertained. And I won't do the movie thing where are you not entertained thing. So if you're still shaking your head, no, a visual no, and you may be issued a working furlough because if you're at the institution that some of my friends are, they're probably thinking you're almost cured. So your selection of programming Faded with Finn is and always will be hosted by the one and only, guys. And since you are in this time and space, I might as well remind you, for fiscal reasons, I am your host, Tony Finn. Remember that, please. So without further ado, the good, the bad, and the ugly of today's guests. My guests on Faded with Finn today come with a bonus. The bonus is that I am actually recommending a trio of fades. This because one of the suggestions and personal fades come with a Saturday start time and matchup. So we're going to give you 3, 1 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday. Maybe you don't see this until Saturday after the first fade is gone. You still have a second to be ridiculous with. So, and I'm going to say this, following a second straight week, I haven't checked with producer and director Chris Allen, but I think we were 2-0 last weekend. And if I'm not mistaken, I think we might have been 2-0 the weekend before. So the 3 today could make a nice 7-0 run to end the season. At worst, a 5-0 run, because I know we were 2-0. I know we were 2-0 last week. The guests this week, the Titans. Tennessee Titans are at Jacksonville. Jags are a -6. 40 is the total. We are fading the Titans, playing on the Jags minus the number. Now, let me start with this. I want to make this first one really, really short because of the 3 fades we have and the time limits they limit me to because of the cost, and I'm certainly not worth the cost of the airtime. So the Titans have put 22 players on IR. NFL teams have a 50-plus, 53, 56-man roster, depending on the year, situation, et cetera, et cetera. They have played 83 different players this year because of injuries. They have, since they fired their GM, because according to their owner, Amy Adams, something or other, they aren't any good. Since that day, since that fateful moment, they have lost every single game. They were 7-2 when she decided she was going to fire the GM. They are now 7-9, looking for an 8th straight loss and a 7-10 season. After all that, guys, they are in a battle with the Jags. It's a win. It's the title game for the AFC South. All day long, give me the Jags. Give me the Jags. Give me the Jags. I'm not even going to go into this. This Tennessee Titans team is incapable, they are inept offensively, and they have so many big, important pieces on the defensive side of the ball that are out that this Jags team's rolling. Jacksonville, Coach Peterson, they win. They're a 4 seed and in the wild card round for the first time in forever and ever and ever. Our second guest today is fading the Cleveland Browns. The Browns are at Pittsburgh, -2.5, 40.5 is the total, and the play will be Pittsburgh -2.5. I think you're probably going to see a 3 by tomorrow or by the time that you reach the starting gate and pay the admission to get in the game. So this AFC North battle, it's slated to kick in the early Sunday window, 1 p.m. Eastern time. A CBS Sports broadcast with Pittsburgh again, -2.5. Right now, 40.5 is the over-under, the total in the game. The Steelers intended and invited hope to be part of their sideline action on Sunday since Coach Tomlin made the change of quarterback. Despite this young rookie missing time to injury, this Steelers bunch have found much more success than failure, really. Defense has been good enough to take advantage of a softer than early season slate of opponents, and expecting anything but the steel curtain victory here would be because the seller of my suggestion is deaf, maybe blind. And I'll digress from using the other key variable in that storyline, which we all know what it is. And I will just use, how about this week? Deaf, delinquent, and blind believe that the accused in this contest will bring back a verdict of innocence and take down Coach T, rookie field general Kenny Pinkett, the ghost of Bradshaw and Big Ben, and that this game is in the early portion of the Sunday slate. All things are a go. All things are a go for Tomlin. Nothing will be held back. Pickett, the terrible towels, Coach T, his staff, inside the ketchup bottle. Give Najee Harris his 100-yard rushing game, which, in a sense, if he goes over 43 yards, he'll reach 1,000 yards for the second straight season. And not even Franco of the Harrises was able to do that. So Pittsburgh, they must win, first off, Sunday, to be a part of the postseason picture. They also need help. They need losses from the Patriots and the Dolphins. And they need to win. ESPN, they give the Steel Curtain a mere 16% chance of this scenario transpiring. Let me give you a better percentage of the Browns taking down a franchise that is passionately respected, not just globally, but inside the NFL offices. And what the NFL wants, the NFL gets. A Steelers team in the postseason is as good as the Pats or the Fins. Many will argue that with me, but they're better this year in my orbit. The Browns have been eliminated from any postseason possibility. They have more drama than they have good deeds. And this group of beer-drinking, broad-eating player personnel can't wait to burn their jocks and their socks that are hanging in the practice facility lockers. Give us the Steelers -2.5 and fade these Cleveland Browns. Our third guest comes from the Houston, Texas at Indianapolis Colts game. Fade the hometown Colts. Play on Houston +3. Oh my God, I can see everyone's raising their arms saying, look, all Houston has to do is lose to secure the number 1 overall pick. We all know they're dying for that franchise quarterback. Make no mistake about it. There is no Mahomes in this draft. There is no Mahomes in this draft, Ohio State fans. There is no Mahomes in this draft. And the Colts are going to lose. If you remember last week, I gave you a spiel, right? I said the Colts had lost their 5th straight, that the Eagles and the coach Jeff Saturday continue to execute the game plan to perfection. I said that Foles turned in a passer rating of 31.9. If you watched the game, that was generous. that he generated 143 yards passing, less than 39 for the 7 sacks that he took in that game, and also committed 3 costly interceptions while the Colts were held to 173 yards in total offense and a 46-yard field goal. You remember me saying that last week? Well, if you didn't watch it, that's what I said about the Colts. I said they don't want to win. The Texans would, in fact, own the number 1 overall draft choice in the season ended today, and that can change. It can change. The Colts win, the Bears lose, the Bears own the number 1 draft pick. It's just not that easy. It's not as simple. The Bears have a tough task at hand. They're not going to have the starting quarterback, et cetera, et cetera. They were a consideration as a fade, but there's a difference between Saturday, the coaching staff for the Colts, and that of the Texans. So one of the Texans isn't going to lose on purpose. Saturday doesn't have to try to lose. The Colts are horrendous, and they're angling right now. I think they're the number 5 pick. They will lose, and they will move up a little bit. Really, it's not even be bold here. This Texans win this game. They lose their number 1 overall pick. That's a bold prediction by some. At least by some's measure. I disagree wholeheartedly. Sam Ehlinger has started 2 games this year, guys, and the Colts are 0-2 in those starts. He has averaged 152 yards passing. Doesn't have a throw for a touchdown. No, 0 touchdown passes. And they're averaging 9.5 points per game under Ehlinger. Houston can accidentally win this game, and that may be an accident. Fade the Colts. Fade the Colts. Fade the Colts. 3 fades. The fades this week are what? Would you like to repeat them? What are the fades? Titans. Play on the Jags -6. Fade the Browns. Play the Steelers -2.5. Fade the Colts. Fade the Colts. Play on Houston plus the points here, +3. This game's all about a Colts team that's incapable. They're incapable. They're incapable of winning. And those 3 teams I really like. In fact, if you're feeling really bold and you got some pizza money you want to throw around, parlay those 3 teams. I'm Tony Finn. Thanks to producer, director, Mr. Everything, Chris Allen, and the WagerTalk media team. I hope to see you before next football season, or do something in this line of work before September of 2023, which I'll be if we get there. Yeah, and you see me smiling, it's probably because I'm still alive. Damn good to see you. See you next year.